am so excited to be launching the very first podcast from Lifestyle Industries. Now, today I'm going to be talking to you about the fact that you can change your life. When you decide it is time, you can 110% change your life. So, the first component of wanting to change your life is it must be when you're ready. Right? It's not going to happen when somebody else says that it's a perfect time. Changing your life is something where usually there needs to be some type of fall apart. There needs to be some type of, breakthrough where you've had enough of the bullshit. You've had enough of telling yourself the stories that no longer serve you. And this is at that point where you decide things are going to change. For me, at about 18 years old, I found myself with drug addiction. I found myself void filling, and I found myself in a never-ending spiral of just wanting to be liked. So I did all the things. I made sure I stood out in a crowd. And that saw me at 28 kilos with an addiction at a very, very young age. That spiraled my life out of control in so many different ways. I couldn't hold down a job. I couldn't hold down friendships. I had no direction in my life. I had no idea where I wanted to go, what I wanted to be, and there was no purpose in my life. I, literally just lived day by day. I was, living each day and calling it a life. There was no purpose. There was no fulfillment, nothing happening in my life. So no wonder, you start to think, God, am I depressed? What's wrong with me? And that's very, very much what my life looked like. At around about the age of 23 and a bit, I fell pregnant with my first daughter. And, I was the party girl. I believe that, I fell pregnant, at a time in my life where this child saved my life, because it was what I call my little miniature handbrake, where it was time to decide, what, Mel, is this the life that you're always going to live? Or is it time that you're going to really, really step out and make some changes to your life for this little girl that was on her way? So, 24 years old with a newborn baby, and, the absolute want and need to change my life, was so apparent, and I needed to make it happen. So did I do it straight away? No. Did I think about it for a long time? Yes. When did I actually take action? In completely changing my life and adding so many new aspects to it. I think about 28 at that stage, almost 29 years old, and I was pregnant with my second child. I had been through a ton of separations, still playing out, mindsets that didn't serve me. And what that meant was that, now I had two little girls that were relying on me to show them the way in this world and show them really what's possible. And, it was up to me to go first, because our children do what we do, not what we say, right? Most of the time. So, I had to level up, and at around about the age of 29, it was time to take flight. So I started looking into, ways. I was always very entrepreneurial, even though I didn't really do much with it. The thought of business in the ground level, in the trenches, really, really excited me. So getting businesses off the ground and getting them moving and getting them successful was really where my heart lied. That excited every bit of my core. And I knew at this stage that, being in business was something that I needed to do. So how crazy, the universe aligns, and I had an opportunity literally fall in my lap by a friend of mine that was a personal trainer, and one of those typical stories, hey, you should check out what I'm doing, I found this amazing thing, it allows me to work from home, blah blah blah. We all know the spiel, right? We've all been pitched with something like that. But you know what? I said no straight away because I didn't want to be one of those people. I didn't want to sell to my friends and family, and I didn't want to enter business, having to hunt everybody that I knew. So I said no. I sat back and I watched her for probably close to 5 months, I think it was. And at that stage, I could see that her life was changing. I could see her health had changed, and I could see that she was doing better. And for me, that was enough. That was enough for me to go, you know what? I don't have those things in my life, and I really want them. My youngest father worked on the mines at the time, and seeing him give up 4 weeks to go out to work and be home for 1 week, it just broke my heart, that she didn't get to have her dad around all the time. So I set myself the challenge when I entered into online business to absolutely blow it up. I had no idea what that looked like. I had no idea how to do it. But what I did have was an insatiable need for success and an overpowering desire to enter into the world of business, and that's where it started for me. So I bought my first online business and hit the ground running. Absolutely loved the product and was a product of the product, but really understood that life needed to change and I needed to go first. So I took those steps and I delved into mindset. I traveled, I did all the things I needed to do in order to build my business. And it really is true that the first couple of months that you're building, or a couple of years even that you're building your business, you are literally a volunteer. Yes, you might be earning money, but that money needs to go straight back into your business in order for you to scale it and grow it again. And that's exactly what I did. So here I was hitting the ground running, smashing all the promotions and hitting all the goals. I was the rock star of the business at the time, and it was an amazing feeling. I'd finally found something to dig my teeth into. I found something that, I could get out of bed every day and it didn't feel like work, which was a little bit surreal for me because, earning money had been such a dramatic thing my whole entire life. I really had so many mental blockages around mindset when it came to money, that I really had shot myself in the foot, every year up until this one. So what I found on this journey was so many trials and tribulations in such a short time. I literally compressed a 5 to 6 year career into 18 months. And it was tough. It was really tough. My foot was on the pedal constantly. It was definitely short-term pain for long-term pleasure. Did it pay off? Yes, 110% it did. But there were some really trying times. 14 months into the business, I became a single mom, and at that time, and I have to, I'm not even going to apologize for getting emotional, because I look at where I was to where I am now, and I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude with what this journey has looked like. So, moving forward from there, I was a single mom. I didn't want to have to sell anything that I owned. I didn't want to have to, move house and rip my daughter's lives apart even more than I already had. So, it was head down, bum up, and it was time to smash through the last few promotions to be able to hit the top position in the company that I'd chosen to be a part of. It was a short 6 months later, or just under 6 months later, that I achieved that goal, and I became, the top 2% of the company that had reached that position, which was phenomenal. I had never succeeded really at anything in my life. I may have succeeded in the time frame that I did it, but I never ever stuck to it. But it was in my first journey into online business that I found myself and I found my voice. I was able to be vulnerable about my journey, and I was able to help people, who had similar lives and similar journeys come with me, and really make some changes in their lives. So, that was my first taste of what I call success in the online world. And, for many years after that, I continued to grow my business, hundreds and hundreds of team worldwide, that were joining me on this mission to inspire healthy living worldwide. And, I used attraction marketing to be able to do that. I really raised everyone up that came into my path. I cheered you on no matter what you're doing, whether or not you're in my business or somebody else's. I was in your corner, and, this was a massive, positive moment in my life to realize that, people had said to me, who do you want to be? And I didn't realize at that moment that I was already hurt. I'd already become that person that I'd always wanted to be, which was such a beautiful realization. There's still a lot of growing to do and a lot of personal development and, many, many challenges to happen as a businesswoman. But you know what? It was in this moment that my next passion was unveiled. And, I really believe that my first six-figure company was the building blocks. This was the foundation. This was my apprenticeship into becoming a successful businesswoman. And, it was at that moment that I realized, hey, I know how to build business online, and I want to teach everybody else how to do exactly the same thing. A couple of years later, I would say probably 5.5 years later, 6 years later, I launched my digital marketing agency, Lifestyle Industries Media and Marketing, and it absolutely blew it up in a 6-month period. What I was able to do was bring on clients and show them how to enter the online world. I was able to take clients who were already in the online world and shed some light on the dark places of their business and really get them excited about what's next. But my absolute superpower is getting people to get excited about things that they don't know. So really getting people to step out of their comfort zones, just entering into things like podcasts, lives, getting them in front of the camera and doing things that are super, super uncomfortable in order for their businesses to grow. It's been a phenomenal journey, and I'm so excited to have you join me listening to the very first podcast of many, many more to come. And I really hope that I can add a hell of a lot of value, not only to your life, but to your business by sharing with you absolutely everything that I know about the online space, doing business online, digital marketing, websites, app creation, branding, you name it. I really hope that I can add some value in that for you. So if you're not a part of my free Facebook group, jump on and join Online Business 101, and that's where we can directly connect. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow Lifestyle IND Marketing. I would love to connect on there, but I absolutely adore the fact that you're cheering me on still, and I'm excited to bring you some epic content that will really, really help your business absolutely shine.